let me take you on a journey. Let's start at the very beginning, when the dream was to develop a system that gave everyone a choice, gave everyone the opportunity to be active and spend a lifetime in sport.
We aimed to transform lives through the power of sport, because people are at the centre of all that we do.
And the dream has started to become a reality, but we will never stop working towards our achievable goal that all disabled people can be whatever they want to be.
We listen and learn, we nurture, share and support. And because of that, there are more opportunities throughout the pathways than ever before.
People don't have a disability. They have an ability.
We are dedicated, passionate and welcoming because everyone should be able to take part.
Mae chwaraeon yn anhygoel a gallant newid eich bywyd chi. Rydyn ni'n uchelgeisiol, rydyn ni'n greadigol, rydyn ni ddyfeisgar. Ac rydyn ni'n gyffroes am y dyfodol.
The future is to influence.
The future is to include.
The future is to inspire.
The future is in sport.
Y dyfodol yw insport.
Dylanwadu. Influence. Cynnwys. Include. Ysbrydoli.
Inspire.
Chwaraeon. In sport.
Hello and welcome to the Disability Sport Wales Awards. I'm Sam Lloyd.
And I'm Davies, and thank you for joining us this evening.
Yes, we may be virtual, but for tonight we are united as the Disability Sport Wales family, and what a night we have in store for you. This has been a project that's been very close to our hearts, and we've managed to do all of the filming in between the various lockdowns, which has meant that we've had to be a bit flexible with the date. But huge thanks to so many people who've provided us with content, be it images or footage, to ensure we try to showcase all the amazing achievements as best as we can, and for containing your excitement and being so patient.
Yes, already we have set the scene with that fantastic opener, and huge thanks to Ryan Elliott, a post-grad student from Wales College of Music and Drama who has composed all the music for this evening's awards as we celebrate some individuals and organisations.
Well, Al, I've never seen you change so quick at the top of the programme. What a turnaround. Lightning speed, because you do have the superpowers. But listen, how is training going for you?
It's going well. I mean, it's difficult having to adapt to these current times, but I'm excited. I'm not sure what for yet, but I'll be ready.
Excellent stuff. Good to hear. Now, wherever you are watching these awards tonight, please get involved. You can make comments and tweet away. It's hashtag DSW Awards.
So let's get started and hand over to our first guest, Chair of DSW, Gareth Thomas. Welcome, Gareth. How are you doing?
Diolch yn fawr, Aled. Sam, well, it's been quite a year. A year which seems to have passed incredibly quickly, but in so doing has presented us with challenges that we would never have expected to face. In life, in our homes, in work, and in sport. It's 18 months since we were all last together at the Sefydliad to celebrate the achievements and progress for people who work alongside us to develop, deliver, participate and compete in disability and inclusive and para sport. And as Sam has said, this year we're celebrating differently. Hundreds, hopefully even thousands of different homes coming together virtually to provide the biggest venue we've ever had for an awards celebration. Genuinely the whole of Wales. Without the impact of the pandemic, would we have chosen to do it this way? Probably not. Being together in person is such a significant part of what it means to be part of a family. But we're creative, resourceful and ambitious, and in doing it differently this year has meant that we aren't limited to numbers, meaning more people can share in the achievements we are here to celebrate tonight. And that is incredibly important. Plus, you can do it in your pyjamas if you want to. Last year we presented our new strategy, and this year my message is that we have tested it under difficult circumstances, and we have learned some new lessons about how we embody our values. We're reassured through our work with partners and our ambitions and strategic priorities are the right ones for us to work with into the future. And our purpose is clear. We are here to ensure that disabled people are as likely to have a lifelong enjoyment of physical activity, including sport, as non-disabled people. In a Wales where our contact with the things and the people we love has become, and maybe will be for some time longer, reduced to this little screen, we're acutely aware of the impact that this has had on the people within our networks. Disabled people have been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic on every level, including sport. In the summer last year, the rate of return for disabled people to their clubs and sessions was much lower than that for non-disabled people. And a large proportion of the activities provided online virtually weren't accessible, whether physically or technologically. People shielding, working from home, being put on furlough, not feeling comfortable or confident in leaving their homes, risk assessing things that ordinarily we would take for granted, not being able to train, socialise with friends, coach, compete and losing people that should not have been lost. It's been so tough in so many ways for everyone. But it has also been a time in which we've found silver linings, that technology can be empowering and inclusive, giving people the confidence to come to an online class, not just once, but every week. Where we have delivered UK disability inclusion training to hundreds of coaches, volunteers, education staff and national governing bodies of sport, and people who are geographically dispersed across Wales can share their experiences, passion and learning. Bringing in additional resources to get sports equipment into the homes of people who need it to stay active. Working with our partners, AF Blakemore, SPA, to get the thank you pins out to our amazing network of 7,500 community coaches and volunteers, and delivering Admiral Play Together sessions to over 1,000 children, producing resources for parents and working with insport clubs to deliver virtual insport series events. Tonight, we hope to provide a little bit of escapism as we celebrate and showcase some of the tenacious and passionate people, amazing programmes and incredible achievements within disability and inclusive sport during 2019 and 2020. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you back to our wonderful hosts for the evening, Sam, Lloyd and Aled Davies. Thank you both. Chwaraeon Anabledd Cymru, diwethaf noson bawb.
Diolch yn fawr, Gareth. Now, on to our first awards of the evening, the InSport Organisation of the Year.
Now, when we think of clubs and organisations in Wales, they're all incredibly influential. So when you started taking part in sport, who influenced you?
I think it's so important that you mentioned clubs there. For me, Bridgend Sharks, my experience there, my first disability club, I met a lovely lady called Anne Anderson. She was an amputee of all 4 limbs, teaching the whole club to swim. It was incredible, including myself. So that was my first inspiration, and what a start to the journey that was.
Yeah, one inspirational lady. She sounds brilliant.
Yeah,
lovely.
She really was a true inspiration, and I know she's still out there coaching now. So Let's take a look at the 3 finalists of the InSport Organisation of the Year.
My name's Myra Linned and this is Bangor Gymnastics Club.
When you are a family like ours, when you've got a child with additional needs, it can be difficult to find places that accept you for who you are. It just means everything to us that we belong here, and we've felt that from the day one, and we've been coming here now for 5 years, I think, and it's wonderful.
We try and think outside the box. If something's not working, we try and look how else can we make sure that we can offer that gymnastics for that specific child, because that's what counts, how we can adapt and change and make it so it's fun for them.
Lennon 2 years ago was using a wheelchair, had mobility problems, was very overweight, had no confidence because he'd been really badly bullied at school. He's taken part in competitions. He got Disability Gymnast of the Year last year. He's done incredible, absolutely incredible.
I just love coming and just exercising.
It's changed our lives so much. We can't thank them enough for what they've done for us, well, for all of us. They're like a little family. They've been absolutely brilliant.
Hannah is one of the gymnasts here at Bangor Gymnastics Club. She comes to do rebound here with us, and she absolutely loves the rebound, don't you? And it's just great fun and brilliant for her rehabilitation to be able to come on the trampoline here.
For me as a coach and the club, it's really, really important that we meet the individual needs of gymnasts. For example, Hannah, we work very, very closely with her physiotherapist in the community to ensure that we develop and progress her.
It makes us super proud to be able to include everyone in the classes and to be able to make sure that no matter what the gymnast is able or unable to do, we make them feel special and give them an opportunity to reach their full potential here.
If I was to describe Bangor Gymnastics Club in 3 words, I would say we are passionate about our sport. I feel we're inspirational to the gymnasts, to the people in our community, and we're inclusive to everyone here.
Hello, my name is John and this is Sea Sailability. Sea Sailability started in 2017, really quite small, just myself and a chap called Ian Roberts. And we just went out with a few local people just to get the feel of what we could do. And from there it just grew and grew and grew up until last year when we took out 938 people on the water, and that was disabled people and their carers. We've had Tristan, who's trained up to be the first powerboat instructor. He'd be the first deaf powerboat instructor in the UK, which would be fantastic for us. We've set up a charity as well, so that the group is now more sustainable and it's got a long-term future. We've got a wheelie boat, which is fantastic, and that's enabled us to do some powerboat courses with people in wheelchairs. So not only are the participants, they're now taking that next step into organising and being fully involved in the group.
More than anything else, it's the social aspect of it, because it's just a big party, isn't it, James, when we come down here, and a big adventure, and we just love getting wet and getting out on the water. You like driving the powerboat, don't you? Yeah. That's your favourite, isn't it? Eh? He likes to drive the rib, don't you?
Yeah.
And you like going fast, don't you? Yeah.
It's just fun.
What's this, James? Fantastic, that's awesome. Yeah. I like the boat so much, me and Dad can't wait to go on the water again and have a barbecue. I can't wait to see my friends again and have some fun and chat with all the men cap. I miss you so much. James, that's amazing. Thank you very much. I think sailing brings independence. It certainly brings confidence. And I think it brings a whole social aspect as well, a shared experience, especially with something on the water where you've got a bit of adventure and it's a bit, woo, some days it's really calm and some days it's quite exciting. So I think it just brings adventure, really, and a sense of belonging to a group.
These are a group of people that have always gone beyond. There's no stopping them. They've always found a way around things, from hoisting people onto beanbags to start off with, to getting this accessible boat. They've just achieved so much in a little amount of time. They've had BSL interpreters so that they could include everyone into these sessions, so they've attracted more and more and more people, and as John's mentioned, all the numbers that they've brought in here, it's just unbelievable.
If I was to describe sea sailability, it would be fun, adventurous and inclusive.
Hi, I'm Greg Woods, Rugby Enterprise Manager for the Welsh Rugby Union. Lots of people have a perception that it's 15 men on a park at 2:30 on a Saturday in a muddy field, but it's much more than that. It's around, making it a game for everyone. We have a saying, it's a jersey for all, and we want to create that, and sometimes that's hard to do, but what we've done over this period of time is increase our formats, increase the level of support and guidance that we give to our coaches and volunteers to make that happen, and also just giving the people the possibility to enjoy our game.
It's not about the format itself, it's about using the vehicle of rugby to really make people with disabilities grow, and see the potential in themselves and the self-confidence. We've got inclusive community clubs, so those are for 6 to 16-year-olds with any range of disability. So Mam could come down with a young son that has autism, bring him down, and if he's got a brother or sister, he can come and join in the session, or a best friend. When we run these across the whole of Wales, with the help of the regions, who are absolutely fantastic with it.
The Cardiff Chiefs, based out of Llandaff Rugby, is around, offering a mixed ability rugby format that people with disabilities and not disabled, to come together and play our game of sport. It's just some slight variations and tweaks to the game that we would watch on the telly, but you can see today they're all running around, smiles on their faces.
The Chiefs, we formed back in November 2017, so we've been going now just over 3 years. We were third sort of mixed ability rugby side to form in Wales. There's now 9 of us, so it's grown massively in that time. The Chiefs and mixed ability rugby is all about inclusive rugby, so it's for anybody that wants to play the game at whatever standard and whatever level of skill and disability.
One day I was in my high school just chilling, and then my PE teacher told me about the Chiefs, and at the time I wasn't very happy. I was a bit depressed, I was anxious all the time, so I went down to a training session and I tried out. I loved it, and it's kind of helped me with my mental health as well.
I've played with people who have got one leg. I've played with a guy who is blind in one eye, and then I've played with people who have represented our country and other countries, to be fair as well. So it's all really fun, actually.
We've got walking rugby as well. We run community events for Wales Deaf, across all the regions. And while I'm talking about events, we link in with the regions again with Disability Six Nations, but previously, because it was World Cup year, we were able to get a Disability Rugby World Cup in every single region as well. We work with Great Britain Wheelchair Rugby, and again, going back to when we were looking at where we were missing sort of key formats of the game, we started working with them to help develop not only new teams in new regions, but also to try and help build a bit of a community back into that by going into schools and going to events and running wheelchair rugby sessions to really help drive, the community towards wheelchair rugby.
If it's 3 words to describe us as a Welsh Rugby Union, I would say it's a jersey for all, because there is a jersey for everyone out there, even if you don't think it is.
And to announce the winner, here's Sarah Ellis from AF Blakemore, our community partners and proud supporters of our insport series events, albeit they have been virtual this year.
And the winner of the Insport Organisation of the Year Award is the Welsh Rugby Union.
Oh wow, thank you. You know, such an honour to win Organisation of the Year award. You know, it's a great honour for us, especially with all the other organisations and national governing bodies out there in Wales doing some great work in community sport to make sure people of all abilities can play sport. You know, for us in rugby, we can't do it alone, and I'd like to thank all our partners, organisations, all our community clubs and volunteers that give up hours and hours to make sure people play our great sport. So thank you again, we're really humbled.
And huge congratulations to the team at the WRU. Now, during this global pandemic, it's been even more important that we reach out to you all, be it training videos, some fun activities, or just merely to show that we care. One of the key messages for DSW during this time is that everyone should be included in the activities available.
And DSW's National Youth Board have created some amazing podcasts and vodcasts to engage with our younger generation. So let's have a look at some of the highlights.
Just ask. Gofynnwch.
Just ask.
Hello everyone, croeso I chi gyd. Welcome to our very first podcast from the National Youth Board and Disability Sport Wales. I'm your host, James Ledger. I'm a T12 100 and 200 metre sprinter, and I'm extremely lucky to be here talking to you all and talking to some very special guests.
I think that's where it comes down to fear of being judged. I find when you do speak out and you see the support you get, it becomes a lot easier, and you start to tackle them mental issues a lot easier than what you thought you would have. Don't suffer in silence.
Everything is for everyone. That's all. It don't exclude anyone. Don't ever assume people can't do anything. Anyone can do anything they want.
The physicality of the sport and the emotion people don't quite understand until they've seen it, done it, played it. If you don't try it, you'll never know. Get out and give it a go, because yeah, why not? And if it doesn't work for you, then at least you've tried it. You haven't lost anything. And if it does work for you, then who knows what might happen.
What are the positives you can take out of last year? And I talk a lot of people about, you know, maybe you've realised you're more resilient than you ever thought you were, because actually you've been able to get over some of the obstacles that came your way. Maybe that you can adapt to change better than you thought you ever could.
No one owns sport, so sport is very much for everybody in whatever capacity or context that might be.
Through sport and through disability sport, you realise that, you know, it's certainly not just you, and you just see so many inspiring people. Certainly within a couple of years, that you'll have a really strong Welsh team ready for the World Cup.
What a fantastic show, guys. Thank you all once again for listening. I've been your host, James Ledger, and you've been listening to the #JustAsk podcast.
Yes, a fantastic project by the National Youth Board. Podcasts, do you listen to them?
Yeah, all the time. I think they're great. I think they're a great source of information, and they seem to be just flourishing at the moment.
It's quite emotive though, isn't it? Once it's something that you're really, really interested in, it's a great way of just connecting, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And there's so much information out there as well. So I think podcasts are definitely a great benefit right now.
Yeah, without question. Now let's move on to our next category, shall we? Emerging Athlete of the Year. And here are our finalists.
I'm Anastasia Breeze and I play wheelchair basketball.
She's quietly confident, smart as a tack, you know, she's really intelligent, and I think that helps, you know, in our sport. She's one of these young people that are very much in it for everyone else as well. She'll bring people together. We had her as captain in some of our teams now, and even for someone of such a young age, you want someone that can bring other people into the team and get the best out of other people.
Out of all the achievements that I've had in the past year, it would definitely be the winning gold with North Wales Knights for the junior team, because I think ever since I was like 9 or 10, I've played with that team, and we've all like sort of grown up together, sort of been like one little family. And that's those tournaments where we go with the juniors, that's where the best atmosphere is. And in the rounds we were up against a really tough team, and we thought that we weren't even going to get to the second stage, never mind the final. And then just to win was amazing, and then to get gold the next day was just even better.
For someone so young to have that maturity and to be able to gain the respect of the people around them that are double, 3 times her age, you know, that's an ability that you can't really teach. You know, you've either got it or you haven't. So yeah, she's someone with great potential.
Hi, I'm Darren Allen Dyer. My chosen sport is judo. It makes me feel a lot more confident when I'm in the sport, because when I'm on that mat in competition or in training, I feel like if I push myself, I'll be able to achieve greater than anyone else.
Starting off in March, we had a lovely piece of news sending her to Germany with the Parapotential squad to compete in the German Open, and she fought and she took a bronze. Later on that day, I had another phone call saying, oh, and by the way, she's doing the seniors. I was like, oh, okay. And she got to compete and train alongside silver medalists from Rio who were at the Paralympics. So that was an achievement in itself, to be on the mat training with these competitors. We had a silver in the under-18s in the British schools. She went along to the British Open. She's medalled twice. She took a silver in the under-18s VI, and she also took a silver in the open age group, which is up to 21. And then obviously the biggest achievement was for her was a Commonwealth gold in senior level.
I like to inspire people and to make them feel like there's always a place for them in a sport. It's made me such a confident person in myself. It's made me feel a lot more, I can do this. Any obstacle that I see in real life or in sport, in any sort of schooling, anything, I always think, I got over that in sport, how can I do that in real life? How can I put that into practice? Sport has a huge impact on my life. I will always try and do the best I can to my abilities.
I first got into table tennis when Simon Euler, coach from Wales, came into my high school. I started playing there in a lunchtime club, and it sort of led from there, and I started playing for Wales within the next 2 years. I started playing when I was 12 and represented Wales up until the age of 16 when I moved to Grantham College. Then I got classified as a para athlete at 17, and I've been playing for GB in the para tournament, and now I've moved up to Sheffield training full time. My standout achievements of this year have been representing Wales in the Commonwealth Championships, the World Championships, winning the Under-21 National Championships in Wales, and representing GB at the European Para Championships and winning a bronze medal in the team event. I'm proud of the fact that although I'm a para-athlete, I'm able to represent Wales in the able-bodied circuit, and I really enjoy it.
It's been a pleasure working with Josh. Since he moved to Sheffield, he's improved no end. He played a massive part in the bronze medal in the European team event with his teammates, and that's why I really feel like he deserves this award.
I'm inspired by my fellow Welsh teammate Rob Davies as he's been able to win a Paralympic and World Gold medal, and my future ambitions are to emulate his success.
And to announce the winner, let's hand over to Welsh lawn bowler and Commonwealth bronze medalist Julie Thomas.
It is with great pleasure I can announce the winner of the Emerging Athlete of the Year award. Congratulations to all 3 nominees. You certainly showcase some of the best young talent emerging in Wales. You should be incredibly proud of yourselves and keep up the good work. I'm sure there is more to come. We are certainly watching this space. Without further ado, it is now time to announce the winner. The winner is Deryn Allen Dyer. Congratulations.
It's an honour and a privilege to receive this award, and hopefully I can inspire other young people to get into sporting. I'd like to thank my school for letting me have so much time off to go to competitions or training. And I'd also love to thank my mum and my father for taking me into the sport at such a young age and introducing me to this amazing family.
Well, Darren, well done to you. Thoroughly deserved there. Now, another key area of Disability Sport Wales is GOGA, the Get Out, Get Active programme, which is supported by Spirit of 2012 and the London Marathon Charitable Trust. GOGA 1 was so incredibly successful and taught us so much about inspiration and how people can be engaged in many different ways because they find their own inspiration. So let's find out more now from Asa Waite about how GOGA 2 is going to work.
Hi all, my name's Asa Waite and I'm the new GOGA officer for South Wales. Firstly, I'd like to say a big congratulations to everyone being nominated for an award and a big thank you to everyone for all your hard work. GOGA, or Get Out Get Active, was created by a consortium of partners like the Activity Alliance, Disability Sport Wales, Scottish Disability Sport, Disability Sport Northern Ireland and Volunteering Matters. They put a successful bid in to the Spirit of 2012 and the London Marathon Charitable Trust. Then in 2016, GOGA Phase 1 was created. GOGA started providing inclusive activities to the UK's least active people and a focus on engaging and supporting both disabled and non-disabled people to be active together and developing workforces using the 10 Talk to Me principles. The key ingredients to support both disabled and non-disabled people in active recreation is through locally driven outreach, engagement and effective marketing. Alongside GOGA's core aims and objectives are 3 types of sustainabilities: individuals being active for life, inclusive local systems and practice, and transferable learning. Building upon the learning of GOGA 1, GOGA 2 will be extending the offer to a specific range of individuals, groups, and ethnically diverse communities, using sport and physical activity as a vehicle to improve personal health and well-being. GOGA 2 now covers a vast amount of Wales. My colleague Emma Jones is in Flintshire, Denbighshire and Conway, supporting the LGBT community in partnership with the Pride Cymru charity. My colleague Katie Berry-Hallam is in Pembrokeshire, Ceredigion, Carmarthenshire and parts of Powys, working in partnership with Pembrokeshire Sports Development to support elective home learning. And I am based in Newport, Cardiff and Swansea, working in partnership with Street Games to help connect locally trusted organisations from ethnically diverse communities to GOGA. Thank you for your time, guys. Good luck to all the nominees, and I look forward to seeing more of everyone in the future. Thank you.
Wel, fi'n gobeithio bod chi'n mwynhau yr noson, ond ni'n mynd i symud ymlaen nawr achos ni'n edrych at ysbrydoliaeth. Neud yn siŵr bod chi'n danfon eich neges mewn ar-lein efo #DSW Awards. Right, on to the next award of the night, and it's the Inspiring My Journey.
So, when you think about your own sporting career, who's inspired you? Because I'm intrigued to know.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of inspiration, if I'm honest. I mean, going through para-sport, it's so hard not to come across inspirational people, whether it's coaches or other competitors, athletes. You know, I've been lucky to have the incredible support of my family. But I've just wanted to go down as a legend. I look at the leading medalists and legends that are up there now, like Tanni Grey-Thompson. So, you know, that's my inspiration there, to be up there and be one of them.
Al, a lot of people are very inspired by your journey, and I know there's still more to come, which is very exciting indeed. So let's have a look at the 3 finalists, shall we, who all have a very powerful story to tell, as they talk about the individuals who've helped them on their sporting journey.
When I knew I wanted to start coaching, there was a lot of people that helped me make my decision to start my coaching journey. The first person I'm going to talk about is my mum and dad. They've been there through everything, especially when the doctors told us that I wasn't going to be able to see, walk, talk or develop at all. So they've been instrumental to help develop me into the person that I am today. They put me into football as soon as I could walk, really. And they've really been there to show people that you can't stop anybody with a disability, and definitely helped me along the way to show that coaching is what I want to do. The next person I'm going to talk about is Simon Jones. I met Simon when I started the Coaches of the Future programme with the Vale of Glamorgan Council. I got put in contact with him and he told me all about disability football, and specifically the Vale Reds. At the time, he got me into volunteering with the Disability Football Club, and he's been my point of contact all the way through. He's been so supportive. He's put me on a lot of training courses, and even now, if ever I need anything, I know that I can go and talk to Simon. The next person is Pat and Neil Latham. They've been there when I first started my coaching journey with Vale Reds Football Club. I was a very shy and not very confident coach at the beginning, and they've helped me to develop into a confident and definitely naughty coach that all the players love. They've helped me get all my coaching badges, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them. The last person is Josh Law. He was there when I first started my job with Cardiff City Community Foundation. He supported me all the way through the process and has really showed me that this is the job that I want to do. He's inspired me and really showed me that I can help encourage children with a disability to pursue what they want to do. So these are all the people that have helped inspire me on my personal coaching journey. I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Hello, my name's Gareth Davies. I play visually impaired rugby for the Cardiff Blues and England. I'd like to tell you about 3 people who've inspired me. Firstly, I'd like to thank Alex Bassan from the Change Foundation. He's the first person that really sort of introduced me to visually impaired rugby and sort of got me hooked, really. He's a fantastic ambassador for the sport and works, tremendously hard all the time trying to sort of just develop the game. He really made me feel very welcome when I went to Harlequins in London for the first time. Just really his passion rubbed off on me and really sort of lit that flame to get me back into rugby, which I've never looked back since meeting Alex. It's been absolutely fantastic. Now I'd like to talk about Kelsey Jones, who was with Cardiff Blues last season. She's now with Gloucester and Hartpury. Kelsey's sort of desire to help everybody within the visually impaired game at Cardiff last season, her passion and her motivation to really treat us as if we were fellow internationals like Kelsey is. Her knowledge of the game and her ability to sort of communicate and make it relevant to us within a visually impaired context was absolutely superb. She's always got a smile on her face, and even in the sort of torrential rain, the sleet and the snow, she's always smiling and always just sort of like pushing us on to get the job done, and also, to really importantly, to have some fun. She's fantastic. And finally, I'd like to thank Dan Jenkins, who's with the Cardiff Blues coaching team last season. His knowledge of the game and his way in which he can sort of direct us and coach us, really to sort of, I suppose, reach our potential. And also his sense of humour as well, which is really important, I think, in any sport, particularly when we're not doing perhaps what we want to do or things aren't going right. Yeah, his sense of humour really again lifted us, and as I say, his ability as a coach was absolutely fantastic. And those are the people that have made an impact and helped me on my journey.
I'm Will Bishop, I'm a wheelchair basketball player and a sprinter, and these are the people who have inspired me. Mike Hayes has been my wheelchair basketball coach from the very start, and he's always looking to improve me and my teammates to be the best we possibly can be. Jordan Howe is a sprinter with the same disability as me. He's someone that I've always aspired to want to be like, and he really took me under his wing when we trained together. Graham Field has been my martial arts sensei for many years now. He's taught me respect as well as being there on a personal and sporting level for me. Lee Colson is one of my sporting coaches. He's a great motivator and he's been there since my very first race. Charlie McPherson is one of my basketball coaches. She bridges the gap between player and coach perfectly, and she does so much for everyone, including driving us all over the country for away games. These are the people who have inspired me on my journey towards the Paralympic Games.
And to announce the winner, here's James Carnduff from our partners, Admiral.
And the winner of the Inspiring My Journey Award is Will Bishop. Congratulations, Will, from all of us at Admiral.
Thank you very much to everyone who's helped me along my sporting path, and hopefully we can make it all the way to the Paralympic Games. Thank you.
Wow, huge congratulations to Will. What an incredible future he has ahead of him.
I know, I was so impressed by him when I filmed him, Al. He's a fantastic young man involved in so many different sports, and he's really kind of on the money in what he wants to achieve, and it's what you've achieved. It's all about the Paralympic dream, and I think watch this space and remember this name, quite frankly.
Amazing, amazing. Now, during the global pandemic, there have been so many inspirational stories, and Sam went to meet an amazing young man who became the first person with Down syndrome to take part in the virtual London Marathon.
Well, I don't understand. I was told to be here at a set time at Ammerford Park, but he is nowhere to be seen. Oh, Michael, wait for me! So Michael, tell me where the love of running came from. Why do you love running so much?
It's very good.
What do you like about it in particular?
The running.
Yeah. Now, you are a very, very clever athlete because you raced the virtual London Marathon this year. So
Yeah.
what was it like?
It's very good. I did bad news.
Were you nervous? But were you excited?
Yeah.
Did you do it with your dad?
Yes, I know too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was it like? Did you do it around Ammerford?
Yeah.
Yeah. And was it tough?
Yeah.
So what was the training like? How did you cope with the training?
Fantastic.
Yeah. And show me your medal because that is a seriously impressive medal. Wow. That must make you very, very proud. It made you proud?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was it like when you were running and you saw friends and family? Were people cheering you
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
And how did that make you feel?
Very happy.
Very happy. So are you just running all the time now then?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you've got new shoes I see as well, which are truly amazing. I love those. They're very bright. What are they like to run in? Are they good to run?
Yes.
Yeah?
Very good. Yeah.
So anyone watching this, what for you makes running so good? Why do you love it so much?
Just give me smile. Smile. Make people as a comfortable. Make us happy.
Yeah.
Make us kindness. Yes. Our people.
And you obviously love keeping fit.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I think what you've achieved is incredibly remarkable. So, to you, virtual hug. Super proud of you, and everyone at Disability Sport Wales is so, so proud of you and what you've achieved in 2020. Thank you so much for your time today.
Ysbrydoli. I mean, that's the only thing that comes to my head right now is inspirational. I mean, it's the reason I love these awards. They kind of, every year, they kind of grasp me right on their heartstrings. And what a phenomenal young man.
Oh, I'm totally in love with Michael. When I went to film with him down in Ammerford Park and just talk about his experience of running the virtual London Marathon. Unfortunately, he couldn't go to the streets of London, but he kind of ran around his local area. Oh, and he put me to shame, his fitness levels and his training and, you know, him just jogging around the park. I mean, he is a wonderful human being. I know he'll be watching tonight, so I'm just going to go, mwah, because I couldn't hug him. I had to give him a virtual hug on the day. So I'm sending you a kiss, Michael. You are a wonderful, wonderful young man.
And I'm sure he inspired a lot more people whilst he was running around. And yeah, take my hat off because I know I can't run. So
You stick to the throws now.
Yeah, I'll stick to the throws. Well, as a former winner, this is an award I'm particularly looking forward to. Athlete of the Year. So here are your nominees.
I'm Benjamin Pritchard, GB Power Rower in the PR1 category. So March 2019 to March 2020 was a big year for me. It was my first fully competitive year on the British rowing squad, and to sum up some of my achievements, I went to the World Cup in Poznan where I picked up a bronze medal and managed to get selected for the World Championships. I then went to the World Championships, which were my first World Championships in rowing, and managed to secure 4th place. I know that might not sound too great, but for me it was more than I ever expected, and it also secured British rowing a space at the Paralympics, so that was huge, you know, and I pulled a personal best at that event, and It was after that event I decided to start training full-time here at Caversham. Training went really well through the winter. In December 2019 I broke the world record, pulled 7 minutes 23 on the erg for the 2k. And then started training that well then to go towards the Paralympics. Every day I rock up into a venue where there are Olympic champions, Paralympic champions, and two of my closest training partners, Lauren and Renza, are Paralympic gold medalists, and just to be here training alongside them is phenomenal. Of course, you look at your own achievements, and coming fourth at your first World Championships is pretty special. I get my inspiration from seeing how my training partners do, my family are, and I tend to draw my inspiration from those around me. And if you look at the history, I'm really close to Tom Agar, who rowed in my boat before me, and to make people like that proud is pretty big to me. I'm all about making the community, rowing, power rowing and adaptive community, proud of the achievements of the people in the centre, because I think sometimes there can be a big gap between us in the performance centre and those in the adaptive community. And for me, I spent the first 3 parts of my rowing career in that adaptive community, rowing the local regattas, and I just want to make those guys proud and show them that they can get from that adaptive rowing community to this performance centre. It's not a quick and easy journey, but it's one that's definitely worthwhile if you manage to do it.
Hi, I'm Kyron Duke, F41 shot put thrower.
I nominated Kai because 2019 was probably one of his best years in his whole entire career. For a senior athlete to go on and break a world record, which was 2.5 metres over his personal best, it's just one of them achievements that don't come around that often. And I think that solely and the rest of the year just spiralled for him. And it was just a good year for Kai.
That comp to be first place with Nico, obviously my main rival competitor, was amazing. But then I still want that Paralympic gold medal at the end of the day and a world gold medal. So that's my hopes for the future.
He's been around for that long, but he's still willing to put in the work. His dedication to the sport, the enjoyment for him, he's infectious. He's a great person to have around our junior athletes as well. And I think it's just, he lives for it. He lives for competition and he lives to succeed. And I think hopefully now moving forward, he will get to that pinnacle of a Paralympic medal. And it's just the stepping stones that he's made up to this point to get to that.
Probably one of the hard things for anyone to really explain or give emotion about. It's just, it's amazing, You're going out there, you're doing it for your country, not just Wales, but Great Britain. It's outstandingly amazing.
The World Championships in Dubai was her first major title. To get gold was a massive thing for her.
The moment I got into that competition and walked out, you could just see the stadium light up and the people behind you, and it was an incredible experience.
And it got down to literally the last round, and the Ukraine threw a PB, and that was it. She was celebrating, got a flag out, she'd won it, but Sabrina still had one more throw to go. And I know from what Sabrina said to me before she went into the circle, it was like, no, I want this.
It's an amazing experience to put this GB top on and go, hell yeah, I'm going to go throw and I'm going to go do well. Even if you don't win, it's about taking part, it's about representing what your country means to you. And to me, my country means the world. I'm very proud. For someone who has a learning disability and is clumsy and was told that they may struggle to speak, it's an achievement that you would never expect from someone with a learning disability, or any disability really.
Well, the wait is now over, and to announce the winner, Here's Paralympian and DSW board member Liz Johnson.
And the winner of the Athlete of the Year award is Ben Pritchard.
It's just a huge honour to win this award, and I'd like to say a massive thank you to firstly the people that nominated me, the panel that shortlisted it, and those that have helped me get to where I am. You know, City of Swansea Rowing Club, Welsh Rowing, Disability Sport Wales, and British Rowing. You know, it's huge. And I just want to say a massive thank you, and hopefully this is the first win of this year. You know, and hopefully I can go on from here and win the Europeans, and hopefully go to Tokyo Paralympics and win that too.
Well, huge congratulations to Ben. Thoroughly deserved. Well done to you for winning Athlete of the Year. Now, elite sport is, of course, just one area of Disability Sport Wales, but we must also talk about how we use insport as a programme, as without question it's taken on even greater significance during the pandemic. And I just wanted to ask you about this, because when you were young, did your mum take you to in-sport events to try out different sports?
Yeah, I mean, I went along to a few of them over the years, and it's incredible to see the events grow. For me, they were vital because it gave me that opportunity to try so many different sports. When I first went to one, I was a swimmer, as you can imagine, more of a submarine. So, you know, that's not where I knew my talents were. And I was given this opportunity to try different sports. And for me, you know, that was the start and of finding what I was good at. And, well, it's kind of worked out quite well now.
Definitely.
Right. To find out more, let's hand over to Tom and Sioned.
Noswaith dda. Tom ydw I, reolwr partneriaethau Chwaraeon Anabledd Cymru.
Hi, my name is Sioned Williams and I'm the new insport officer that joined the Disability Sport Wales team back in January 2021. With a number of organisations involved across the different insport strands continuing to grow, it's been great to welcome additional governing bodies of sport and clubs onto the programme over the last couple of months, with Basketball Wales becoming the 26th national governing body to commit to developing their inclusive offer by working towards the insport standards.
Ar hyn o bryd, mae dros 600 o sefydliadau yn gweithio tuag at y nodau insport, gan gynnwys Clwb Gymnastig Bangor, Sea Sail Ability a'r Undeb Rygbi Cymru ar y restr fer Sefydliad Insport y Flwyddyn. Llongyfechiadau a phob lwc I chi gyd.
Our current social media campaign has enabled us to highlight some of the fantastic inclusive work being delivered by a range of partners involved with the programmes. A weekly takeover feature on the Disability Sport Wales Instagram page has enabled national governing bodies and third sector organisations to showcase their offer to a wider audience and to help reinforce the number of partners involved in the delivery of disability sport in Wales.
Rhan bwysig arall o'n gynnig yw'r digwyddiadau cyfres yn sport, cyfleoedd allweddol I arddangos o'r ystod y gyfleoedd cynhwysol yn Gymru. Dros y 12 mis diwethaf, bydd rhaid I ni gyflawni'r cyfleoedd yma'n wahanol, yn gyflawni 72 o weithgareddau rithiol efo'r cefnogaeth o 18 clwbiau a sefydliadau cynhwysol.
The Insport Organisation of the Year award this evening provides another opportunity to recognise the great inclusive work going on across Wales, and I would like to wish everyone involved the best of luck. Pob lwc.
Diolch yn fawr iawn am aros efo ni heno. Hyn yw fy hoff rhan, achos mae bywyd mewn chwaraeon yn enfawr. So now on to the final award of the evening, the Lifetime Achievement Award, to honour one individual who is the stalwart of disability sport, and Sam went to surprise the very worthy recipient.
Well, it's always a huge delight to see you. How are you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good, to be honest, Sam, yeah.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah, feeling, and now the sun's coming out. I think we start of spring and maybe a little bit of summer, and hopefully we can get out of this lockdown and get out a bit again, like, you know.
Do you know why I brought you here today?
Not 100%, no.
Okay, all right. I've got something to show you.
Oh, right.
Okay. So I'll just get that ready.
Yep, fantastic.
Okay.
Once I started training, bang, I knew this was going to be the future for me, was sport. Winning the Olympic gold medal in 1984. And when I look at that medal, you know, I was the best in the world. I wasn't the best in Pontypool, Torfaen, Wales, Great Britain, but Johnny Harris was the best in the world. That'll do me. That will do me.
He's just got this incredible personality which embraces the fabric of the early para movement and transcended his kind of himself into the modern day in supporting people. I know he does public speaking, that type of thing, coaching young athletes. Yeah, he's just an incredible all-rounder.
5 times Paralympian, John on the track is a legend, but off it, he's genuinely inspirational. Back in 1997, John with his great friend and fellow Paralympian Chris Hallam, they pushed 400 miles in their day chairs around Wales. And that project was to raise money for a visionary design and build sports centre for disabled people, the first of its type in Wales. And if that wasn't enough for John, having raised money to build the centre, he then pushed another 600 miles in order to make sure they had the funding to keep the centre going. He's a genuinely inspirational guy.
A lifetime achievement of care, of passion towards his sport, towards the people around him, and towards the future athletes. For a man who's faced so much adversity in his life, you know, he's absolutely class.
He's an athlete, and most people see him as an athlete, but for me and for my sister, he's a family man, he's a father, and an outstanding father at that. And him, and particularly Shades, had this incredible way of bringing disability sport to the masses. And they were these two guys that they were brash and they were outspoken and they were confident, and disability was no longer, oh, poor old him. It was, look at what they can achieve.
He's such an important part of the sporting heritage of our country. And for me, I think the most important aspect of John is that there are many, many thousands of disabled people today who are taking part in sport every day of their lives. And they don't know about John, but we do.
I never think of myself as a role model. I think of other people as a role model. I think if you start thinking of yourself as being a role model, you've had it. You've had it. I'm just an athlete and a dad and a partner.
Since 12 years ago losing my father, he's just been like a dad to me. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Dreamer, pioneer, inspirer.
Legendary, supportive, and handsome.
He's a motivator, he's a hero, most importantly, he's my father.
John, it gives me great pleasure to award you this award because you are the Lifetime Achievement recipient.
Whoa. Don't get lost for words very often, but
it's a first. It's a first.
That's blooming amazing, you know, and like, it's for my family, you know, my family. And my boy on that film there, you know, he's getting married on June the 23rd in Mallorca, and he wants me to be his best man. He wants his old man to be his best man. And people have said over the years that Ben and myself, we're more like mates than father and son. No, I've always said. I've said it 1,001 times. I'm his dad, and I'm proud to be his dad. You know, blooming heck.
Is there anything you'd like to say to anyone in particular?
Well, for me, for this Lifetime Achievement Award, this isn't just for me. This is for Benji and for Emma, for Deb, our nipper, my sister, and Neil Taylor there. Neil was speaking, and we are very, very close like that. And it's for all those people that gave me the life that I've had. And I think I'm a really, really fortunate person for the people that I've met. And this is the icing on the cake, like, you know, and this is coming from my peers, which is something that's pretty special, you know, and all those people, and like my little granddaughter now, and she called me up this morning, Granchi, who you do, and she's only 3, like, you know, and so for them to see this is very, very special, like, but and to listen to my son saying that about me, like, you know, and he's my dad. When you hear that word, you know, he's my dad, that's pretty special. That's pretty special, and like, I've been through a bit of an emotional ride this last few months, and like for Deb, she's been there constantly, every single session of down the hospital that I've had to go through, she was there with me, you know, and it's been really tough on her, so I can't even cut it up into slices. So many people have helped me, but it's good for her, like, you know. My kids, they phone me most every day. So for them, this is absolutely brilliant.
It's the hardest secret I've had to keep. Obviously filming you and getting ready for the awards. But I feel really, really honoured that I have handed this to you. And I cannot think of a more deserved winner.
Oh, crikey. Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
Well, that was emotional.
I tell you what, I was kind of dreading doing that. I was loving it because I can't think of a more deserved winner this year, but I was also really dreading it because I knew that I was going to get really emotional about it, because I absolutely love being in John's company. He's got the biggest heart. He's such an ambassador for disability sport in Wales, what he's achieved, and just listening to, you know, all the various individuals talk about him and his achievements and what he gives back now, Al. Is just phenomenal.
Definitely, and as a fellow thrower, you know, the golden discus in '84, you know, he has inspired so many, and we've brought through so many seated throwers, and we still are. And as well as ambulance throwers like myself. So, you know, we talked about inspiration earlier. There's another name for the list. We really do have some fine Welsh legends.
Yeah, he is a legend and a deserved winner, without question, of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, we've been joined by some fantastic guests already this evening, and now we're delighted to introduce our CEO, Fiona Reid. Hi, Fi.
Diolch, Aled. I'm sure you'll agree that tonight has been a real tribute to the amazing work and people that we have in Wales, all of whom are making a difference to disability and inclusive sport. Outstanding performances on a world stage, passionate determinations to create change, and a future for Wales full of talent. Congratulations to all our winners, and also to those who were nominated and made the awards panel's decisions so very difficult. Underpinning all of the successes we've seen and celebrated tonight are people. Those of you who have joined us this evening, and many of you who were unable to, without you, the work of Disability Sport Wales would not be possible. We've seen through all of our footage this evening that golden thread, the one that weaves everything together and pulls us in the same direction. That golden thread is referred to by many organisations when talking about inclusion and equity, but why it is talked about in that way isn't always clear or understood. I think tonight that has changed. The thread is the constant focus on making sure that disabled people are at the heart of every decision sport makes. It's the passion that binds Wales in the successes of its Paralympians, Commonwealth Games athletes, Deaflympians, Special Olympians and Virtus athletes. It's the lifelong commitment that so many make so subtly and sometimes not so subtly to lead the way, break new ground, shake things up and demonstrate everything is possible. And then carry on doing that day in, day out because it makes a difference. It's those that we lose but whose legacy remains. It shapes us, teaches lessons from the past, inspires us to carry on even when we feel we don't really want to. And perhaps most importantly, it's the connections between people. The families, friends, colleagues, partners, organisations, coaches, volunteers, officials, personal assistants, taxi drivers, and so on. It's the relationships we build, the trust that we give, and the determination to bring physical activity, including sport, to everyone. On behalf of Disability Sport Wales, I'd like to say thank you, diolch yn fawr, to Aled and Sam for being such incredible hosts this evening, to Ryan Elliott of the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, who composed the incredibly powerful music that has accompanied us tonight, a very talented musician and undoubtedly a name to look out for in the future. To AF Blakemore, who have been our brilliant community partners this year, where we've had to do everything differently than we planned, and they've been nothing but supportive in that. To Admiral, our fantastic Play Together partners, who have also allowed us to be creative in the delivery of our outcomes in ways that we had never thought we would need to consider before. To our other valued partners and supporters, to everyone within the Disability Sport Wales team, including the DSWDOs and GOGA 2 officers, and to every athlete and participant, to every parent and guardian, to every coach or volunteer, to every family member, and to everyone who spent time nominating people for our awards this evening. You are all the thread. Diolch yn fawr pawb. Mwynhewch gwethych y noson. Aroswch yn saff.
Now, over the last couple of months, we wanted to reach out to you guys to find out what Disability Sport Wales means to you. So let's sit back, shall we, and enjoy some of your amazing messages.
What does DSW mean to me? Disability Sport Wales has given me the opportunity to be the best person and athlete I can be.
DSW provides opportunities to learn and interact with new and engaging sports, to expand one's horizons, to meet new people and friends.
To me, DSW means opportunity.
DSW have been a big supporter to me over the years. They have provided me with opportunities to play sport.
Disability Sports Wales means so much to me. They've shown me how far I've come in the last 3 years. The coaches are amazing and they give us fantastic opportunities. It's also a really great place to make new friends. Thank you, Disability Sports Wales. You've given me hope after the toughest experience of my life.
I owe so much to Disability Sport Wales, so thank you for everything you do, not just for me, but for everyone.
And so that concludes the Disability Sport Wales Awards, and what a night, Al.
Incredible. Some amazing stories, and a huge congratulations to all our winners. Thanks for all your comments and your tweets.
And thanks to you for co-presenting. Always enjoy it when we're together on the sofa. Great fun. All that's left to be said is nights like this evening make us all incredibly proud, especially the challenges we've all faced over the last 12 months or so. So keep safe and take care.
Diolch yn fawr pawb. Llongyfarchiadau I pawb sydd wedi ennill, ond hefyd pawb sydd yn cymryd rhan mewn Chwaraeon Anabledd. Good night and all the best.